Next, we'll see the electronics and its components.
This is very important. The basic electronics is nothing but the study of the electrons. The electronics is nothing but change the form of energy from one source to another. So if you are using an iron box, it will take the input as the electrical energy, but the output we get is the heat energy. Right. So one form of energy will be converted to another form of energy. So that's what happens in these electronic devices. Electrical energy will be converted to sound energy or light energy or whatever we like or require. Whatever is required. Right. So the study of flow and control of electrons is called the electronics. So study of flow and control with the help of the basic components can be done with the help of basic components. So what is the basic components? The components are classified into passive and active. So these components are like passive in nature. So those components will never do the extra things which are not allocated to the components. For example, resistor, capacitor, inductor, a coil, and apart from this, we'll study the transformer and fuse. So these things will comes under the passive. And what is active component? The active component is nothing but it gives its own output, own pushback to the circuit to do some other operations. Like we are having an amplifier unit. In that amplifier, if you give only the power supply, what will happen? Nothing will happen. You have to tune it, you have to give the bass, you have to give the volume, triple, whatever the options are given, you have to do some adjustments and then it will work. Right. So for that to do all these operations, we need some devices like diode, transistors and the family like SCR, triac, FET, MOSFET. So these are the families of transistor. So these two are the basic diode and transistor which comes under the active components. Resistor can be marked as R. The symbol of the resistor is like this in all the circuit diagrams. The fabrication methodology is like the form of coil. Within that we will have one small dielectric. And this is the fabrication method. The unit of resistor is ohms. Omega symbol can be used for that. So what is resistor? The resistor is nothing but, from the name we can tell it as it resists something. What things can be resist with this? So it can resist the flow of electrons and control will be done by the active component. This can be measured with the help of multimeter or a table which gives you the entire value. Whatever may be the resistor value presents in the world can be measured with the help of, it has a color coding in that, and with the help of the color coding we can measure the value. Or else, if you are familiar with the multimeter usage. With the help of multimeter, we can find the value of resistance. And L is the identification for the inductor, and the symbol of inductor is just one coil. So here in all the circuits can be mentioned like this. Application methodology is a coil. Within that we will have one conducting metal. What will happen if a voltage source applied to this inductor? This conducting iron piece source from the coil, and some energy will be induced around the coil. That kind of those energy we call as magnetic field energy, EMF. So EMF can be induced, generated, that makes the iron piece work as a magnet for some time. That kind of a magnet we call as temporary magnet. And the permanent magnets are the magnets which are present inside the speaker, which can lose its energy after some days or some times in its lifetime. But this temporary magnet will never lose its energy. The coil gets supplied the steel, the iron piece will work as a magnet. And once you remove the power out from the coil, piece will collapse the magnetic field energy, and it will be back to its position like an iron piece. What the inductor, wherever we can use this inductor, amplifier unit, all things are the coils. Wherever we use the coil, also call it as the inductor. So fan, right, amplifier. These are some of the examples for inductor usage. And we can do the energy conversion, right? Fan from electrical energy to mechanical energy. The iron box, electrical energy to heat energy. Amplifier from electrical energy to sound energy. So wherever we use the inductor, we can change the mode of output energy. What is the reason we are studying all these resistor, capacitor, inductor? So don't get confused. Because with the help of the inductors, resistors and capacitors, everything is working in your phone. Without knowing anything, what is inductor or what is resistor or what is capacitor, how it works when it is in good condition, if it gets damaged or faulty, and how we can know the value, the components. So if you know all these set of basic things, it's easy for you to enter into a mobile repair. Whatever may be the repair, not only the mobile. You can do any sort of gadget service, electronic gadget service, LED TV, automatic washing machine. The basic things are, you have to know what is AC, what is DC, what is voltage, what is current and resistor, and all the following components. So these are very basic things. Right. Once you have learned all these things, it's easy for you to enter into any kind of a gadget service. Now we'll see what is capacitor. Capacitor can be mentioned as C circuits. The symbol of the capacitor is parallel plate, and another one is one straight line and one curved line. So it's of two different types, and this is non-polarized. Has no polarity. Polarized means wherever we have plus and minus sign, we call that as polarized. If there is no plus and minus signs, so we call that as non-polarized. So this is polarized component, and this end is plus and this end is minus. Right. And what is capacitor? The capacitor can store the electrical energy in the form of DC and discharge it whenever we require. or if you reverse the supply, power supply, voltage stored in the capacitor will reverse. That is, it discharges and it acts as a source to the circuit. And discharge. This is the function of a capacitor. So the capacitor values can be measured with the help of some factors. So this is the fabrication of a capacitor, and this one is a dielectric, nothing but an insulator which is not conducting. And this two are the two parallel plates where the energy in the form of DC can be stored. For example, plus will be stored in one end and minus will be stored in the other end. Okay, and the value of this capacitor can be observed with some factors. With the surface area of the plate, the distance between the two plates and the thickness. So these three are the different parameters to find the value of the capacitor. And similarly for resistor and inductor, it shows the winding coil thickness and the distance between the winding and the number of windings. So these three factors use the different values of inductor as well as for resistor, because both are in the form of coil. So with this we'll find the values and also we'll discuss about what is resistor, what is inductor and what is capacitor. You may have a question, why we need to study about this basic components, resistor, capacitor and inductor, or transformer, fuse, diode, transistor. So all these components are very basic to learn, to have an idea about. Why? Because whatever may be the electronic gadgets or electronic devices you are going to do service, we should have the knowledge of these components. If it is working or if it is not working, how will you come to know whether it is working or not? If you know what is capacitor and what is its function and how we can measure with the help of multimeter, then we will have an idea about capacitor. And similarly for resistor, diode, transistor, inductor, everything. Right. So in the next tutorial we will see the usage of multimeter. Then it's easy for you to understand what is capacitor. Not getting into deep, but I'll give some idea about what is capacitor, resistor and inductor. So you should have some basic knowledge. Apart from that, or if you don't have these basic knowledges, it's hard to learn the electronic gadget service. So if you have the idea of this, you can easily do any sort of services, electronic gadget service. Right? And next we'll see, as I said earlier, next to the capacitor, we'll see what is transformer. So why we are going into transformer? What is the relationship with the mobile service? See, everybody is using an adapter. If you are having a laptop, if you are having a mobile, you used to have a power adapter. So the power adapter is having a small transformer like this, which is having primary winding and secondary winding. This is primary and this is secondary winding, placed facing each other. Okay, so this primary and secondary winding gives the reduced or boosted voltage in the form of AC. Because the input given to the transformer is in the form of AC signal and the output is also in the form of AC. What's our grid voltage value is of 230 volt. Mobile phones or laptop requires only 19 volt, 5 volt, 3.8, 4.2. So these are the ranges of voltage where we require for our own devices. So for that we are using the transformer inside your adapter. So this coil will reduce the AC signal. So after that, this AC will be converted, rectified to DC, and that DC voltage will be stored in your mobile batteries or laptop batteries, or wherever you want to store it, you can store it. So that's why we should know or have some knowledge about transformers. So the transformer will transform the energy. It never converts or rectifies its form of energy. It just transforms the energy in the same signal. AC input and AC output. That is called transformer, and it can be used in the adapters where you want input voltage, or if you want to step up the input voltage, some different transformers are used. So that information is not required for us. So this is the basic information what we require for our own service. Basic knowledge.
And next we'll see about the fuse and active components.